Today, we'll talk all about crypto gaming. Out of all narratives in the crypto altcoin sector right now, gaming is heavily undervalued. So yesterday, I went on TradingView charts like you do, and I was looking at Bitcoin dominance and total altcoin market cap chart versus total crypto market cap as a whole. And really something stuck out to me, which was Bitcoin dominance is falling, like we know right now. Bitcoin dominance heavily falling, just like the Q4 2020 charts, which tells us we are in an alt season. And we know quite a few sectors are rallying already. AI, meme coins, even layer ones, some of the legacy layer ones led by XRP, for example. So what's really lagging behind? We even see like RWA going bananas with Mantra, with these kind of things really breaking new all-time highs. And I couldn't find a category index chart among any sites that I looked at. So I spent majority of yesterday to build out my own thesis around this and to really look at the top 5 sectors: AI, meme coins, gaming, layer ones, and RWA, or institutional DeFi. And ultimately, the results kind of shocked me because gaming sector as a whole, in terms of market cap dominance, is actually still at its bear market bottoms. And you can't really see this until you actually dig into the data. And that's what I want to show you guys today. And also stick around till the end, because after I have presented this data for sectors outperforming each other, especially looking at gaming, then I'll give you guys my top gaming crypto picks. Spoiler alert, it's going to be most of the usual, except for one new altcoin that you guys are very familiar with on this channel that has just launched 2 days ago. And this is also a fair launch. So a lot of alpha packed, especially for crypto gaming today. Let's get into it. So if you are new here to the channel, welcome. My name is Dennis. I'm a crypto angel investor for the past 6 years, and I have invested in over 100 crypto startups. On this channel, I share views on market trends and investing strategy to build wealth in crypto. So yesterday, I went on, first of all, like you do, CoinMarketCap, and I put together my top 5 categories that you guys all know. So in this, for this cycle, my main 5 altcoin categories are layer ones, gaming, AI, memes, and RWA. So I put together a list for each of these sectors, and I put together top 20 coins by market cap for each category. I'm just going to adjust this. So for example, on layer 1, I have XRP, Cardano, Tron, AVAX, TON, Polkadot, Stellar, etc. So 20 of the largest market cap coins in each sector. Again, I also don't want to have my personal bias. I just want to go for the market leaders to see really, by consensus, the coins that represent each sector, how are they doing? So the first way you can do this is just to pick out these subsector lists and then look at, customize on CoinMarketCap by 90-day performance, 30-day performance, even year-to-date performance. But very quickly, you'll see that, okay, because we're in a bull market, everything is up. So gaming, you can say some coins has not done that well. For example, like Remix, Illuvium, GMT, Engine. These are coins you kind of want to avoid because year to date, starting from beginning of 2024 until today, if they haven't gone up in price, that's kind of crazy. Everything else has gone up in price because of the bull market. So these are coins you want to avoid. And also, one hack here you can do is currency to be setting in Bitcoin. So this way, it gives you a ratio chart in Bitcoin. And then you can see which altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. And as you can see, most gaming altcoins thus far, year to date, have actually underperformed Bitcoin. So this was super interesting. One of the only picks in the top coin rank, in fact, top 20 market cap charts in the gaming sector. The only one coin that has outperformed Bitcoin on the year is our number 1 pick, SuperVerse. Pretty crazy. And this is not the case when you look across other sectors. For example, in layer 1, you see there are about half of the layer 1 altcoins that have outperformed Bitcoin. In AI as well, you see some standout ones: IODES, 0x0, Destra, Grass, even FET, right? You have BitTensor about even, Render about even with Bitcoin. And you have memes. Obviously, most of these will outperform Bitcoin because memes really got big this year. So, okay, this gives me kind of a bird's eye view of comparing the sectors. So memes, super explosive this year. AI doing pretty well. Layer 1's doing pretty well. You have RWAs doing decently well, right? Obviously, you know, if you were in Mantra, like we were, if you were in Pendle. But in gaming, it really has been underperforming Bitcoin. And can you see this across the board? So can you actually map this out versus Bitcoin and versus the rest of the market? So I took all of these top 20 coins and I did something pretty annoying, but it had to be done. So I put together the top 20 altcoins in these 5 sectors, just the exact same list on CoinMarketCap. And then I did a formula on a custom version of TradingView called Coin Trader Pro. This is where you can chart market caps against other things. And I'm going to move myself to the left here. So I have here 5 charts open. So each of these is a long ass formula of the market cap totals of each sector divided by the total market cap of all cryptos. So here you see we have XRP, Cardano, Tron, Stellar, AVAX, etc. This is the layer 1 basket. The sum of all of their market caps in the layer 1 basket. And then I have that divided by the total market cap of all cryptos, which is right now about like 3 trillion or something. And then times it by 100 to get the percentage. So this gives us 9% dominance that the top 20 layer 1 altcoins have when divided by the total market cap of all cryptos. This kind of data was not available anywhere. So I had to do this myself, and this is the dominance of the top 20 layer 1s, which is quite representative of how the layer 1 sector is doing. And you see, since November 4th, the layer 1 sector has grew from 5% market dominance to 9% market dominance, 10% at the local top last week. So doubled in terms of market cap dominance, which is quite representative if you think about what happened this month. XRP, huge explosion. Cardano ran up a lot. Algorand, Stellar, XDC, HBAR, all of these things, right? Increased hugely in market cap. This makes sense. And then the second one here I have is, let's not get into gaming yet. So I'm going to show you the ones that we all know. So here is AI. Top 20 AI protocols as outlined in my list here. You have like Near, ICP, Render, BitTensor, FET, Filecoin, the graph. You see, I'm not even being picky here in terms of what I like and don't like. I just include them all. So top 20 AI altcoins in terms of market cap dominance. So from October 2023, the AI market cap dominance is only 0.63% of the entire crypto market. Today, that's at 1.16%. So has it reached a very high level yet? Not really. So since this summer, since about June-ish, it has been pretty much sideways, this layer 1 sector AI sector dominance. But it has already clearly broken above the bear market levels. So if we compare with October 2023 and then December 2022. So the AI altcoins definitely still have place to run. It's a pretty good spot, but it's not super undervalued anymore compared to the bear market. And then we have here the meme coins. So we have Doge, SHIB, PayPay, Bonk, Floki, etc. Same kind of formula. And see, this is very clear and tells us a very clear picture of how the meme coin sector is doing, which is that memes are super hot. And we all know that, right? So Since even February of this year, the Memecoin market cap dominance has grew from just under 1% to almost 3% of the total market cap, almost doing a 3x within the last 10 months. So that means on average, any meme coin that's established over the last 10 months has outperformed the rest of the market by 3x. This is not even their price going up 3x. This is, if you compare a meme coin versus an average altcoin, they have gone up 3x as much. So this tells us two things. Number one, memes are very strong. But number two, memes are not undervalued anymore, clearly. We all know this intuitively, but this is the data that tells us the market cap of top memes compared to the rest of the market caps. And then lastly, we have the RWA sector. So this is taking into, Mantra, Maker, Pendle, XLR, Reserve Rights, Clearpool, Chintai, etc., etc. It doesn't have like Ondo, for example, which is kind of sad, but yeah. I believe I have like top 18 of the 20s here. So this very similar to AI category. So from 2023 bear market levels, RWA was a tiny sector in the bear market, only at 0.12% of the market cap dominance. Today, that's at 0.3%. So RWAs still has a huge growth potential because it's still a tiny market cap of the total crypto market cap. However, it has grown a lot already from the bear market lows. So one thing I want to warn you guys is not to compare each sector in terms of like their absolute percentages and say, oh, like layer ones are 9% and RWAs are 0.3% dominance. So RWAs still have to pump right now. That's not necessarily the case. Some things exist the way they are simply because layer ones have been around for longer. Layer ones is the longest running crypto category with XRP, for example, running since, 2014, right? So naturally, layer ones are going to be most dominant. Everything technically can be classified as a layer one, as long as it's an infrastructure today. Most people are building a layer one. So TLDR here is that 4 categories, layer one, AI, meme coins, and RWAs have all at least trended much higher and gotten about 2 to 3x since the 2023 levels. But then let's look at gaming. So here is the market cap dominance of gaming sector versus the rest of the crypto market. We have IMX, Sandbox, Gala, Beam, Decentraland, Axie SuperVerse, Ronin, Prime, StepN, Wemix, Illuvium, YGG, Wilderworld, Psy, Pixel, Magic. So top 20, purely by market cap and a good diversification of everything. And this chart is so interesting to me because yes, we have been really lucky in picking SuperVerse and in recognizing some of the fair launch coins. But most people, whether that's retail, whether that's CT, whether that's whoever, people that have not been following gaming, their gaming portfolio on average has not gone up, which is so interesting to me. I did not recognize this before. So you see, gaming sector really had the explosion in summer 2021. This was the kind of the Metaverse wave. And gaming sector used to be 1.5% of the market cap dominance of all crypto. Today, that's at 0.4%. And you can even do some, napkin math TA here and say that we have a bear market resistance, support turning to resistance, December 2022, October 2023. And actually, since October 2023, since this rally, most of the gaming altcoins actually gave back their gains from October 2023 until right now. This rally is only led by a very few select coins in the gaming sector, the fair launch coins, the coins that are pushing in the bear market. This has led to the breakout of the gaming market cap dominance. And what's even more interesting is like you can even take this all the way back since the Metaverse wave, and this still matches, right? This SR flip level. So I don't want to do too much TA on this because this is not completely representative. But the very least you can say here is that if we assume gaming altcoins are going to run, then the gaming sector as a whole has not run yet. AI, Layer 1, meme coins, and RWAs have all ran way faster than the gaming sector since the bear market. Whereas if you are betting on gaming altcoins right now, you are effectively getting them at the same market cap dominance as October 2023 and as December 2022. These are bear market bottom levels. This is pretty crazy. So after I put together these historical sector dominance, it really opened my eyes up quite a bit. And this is why, I titled this video today like this. I really believe if there is one sector that you got to rotate into, if you want just the highest beta potential in terms of a proven narrative, but a narrative that is still undervalued, it's going to be gaming. Gaming is the one sector that people have not woken up to. Obviously, if you look at our portfolio, we have been very lucky. So SuperVerse, Xborg, Echelon Prime, Beam, Seed World, Wilder World, Super Champs, these are all outperforming the rest of the crypto market. But just ask yourself and ask any of your fellow crypto fans, whoever it is, right? Whether that's CT, whoever. Most people still think gaming are either Metaverse, Ponzi, or GameFi Ponzi. And they are looking at, Sandbox, Decentraland, or Axie, or even like ApeCoin. And obviously those charts are down because those are not the coins you want to get into. So this is why I think gaming has huge potential right now. Not necessarily in the proven like legacy coins from last cycle that people know, but more so from gaming altcoins that are truly worth investing in. So let's get into that. I did have a video just a couple days ago. So on our last, which live stream? I think it was this one, right? Mainstream cryptos that are pumping. I have covered if and when we see the legacy gaming altcoins pump, such as, Gala, Sandbox, Decentraland, Axie Infinity, Immutable X, that's your signal to rotate into some of the strong gaming altcoins that we know are going to outperform in this cycle. So out of the legacy list, I think the only one that's still worth having is probably IMX. Although I still don't have it in my portfolio because I think there are stronger altcoins in the infra narrative versus IMX. So if you are looking at IMX or Gala, for example, the infra coins, here are my alternatives that I would get into, that I hold in my portfolio. So we have on my portfolio list, we have SuperVerse, Prime, and Beam. I think these three are going to be your very easy bets in terms of infra coins. So let's get into them. First, we have Super. So Super is really the standout altcoin in all of crypto gaming. And mostly this uptrend in terms of gaming market cap performance versus the rest of the crypto market in terms of gaming sector dominance, this has been hugely led by SuperVerse. And I'm not going to get too deep into, fundamentals of, like your altcoin does this, so it goes up. Like none of that really matters. It really boils down to which altcoins are thinking about community first, not releasing huge amount of supply to the market for early investors in the bear market to dilute the supply and adding to the sell pressure, and which altcoin teams really wanted to have a comeback in the early stages of the bear market. And that is going to show on the charts. And this is why we got into Super just about 1 year ago when price started to rally from the bottoms. So this is a kind of a trip down memory lane. So I first started to cover Super right around these levels when it broke above the bear market lows. So very telling sign here was that when November 2023 rolled around, this was when Bitcoin broke above, I want to say like these ranges, 30K-ish, right here. So once technically the bear market was over, all other altcoins were not around, not actively pushing, especially in the gaming sector, except for Super. So this is when I first started to get into Super and cover it a lot. And I mean, honestly, not much to say here. Like, I wish I can tell you, you can go back in time and buy Super back at 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, whatever. It is what it is. Now that we are in the bull market, here's how you got to look at things. So when you compare the chart of Super versus all others, one very interesting pattern that you can try to recognize on other charts is the performance of your crypto gaming altcoin versus Bitcoin. So you can do that not only with Super versus BTC ratio, but also just by using formulas on TradingView. So for any altcoin pair that you want to compare, you can do Super USDT divided by, for example, BTC USDT. And I'm going to do a times 100 just so that I get a reasonable ratio that we can differentiate. So here you see, since November 2023, not only did Super's dollar value go up, it has also gone up versus Bitcoin in terms of its ratio. This is really what tells you what's happening with your specific altcoin. If your altcoin has not gone up more than 3 to 4x over the past year, that means your altcoin didn't actually grow by itself. Its market cap dominance didn't grow. Instead, it just kind of got carried along with the outperformance of Bitcoin. So this is why we saw on our gaming sector year-to-date performance, especially compared to Bitcoin, none of these year-to-date, so YTD percentage, have been positive except for Super. So this is that ratio that's represented on TradingView, this ratio. So here you see higher lows being formed on the Super BTC chart, and actually we're testing the spring highs around 0.002 if you times it by 100, the ratio. And if we can get above this level, very significant. So not much to say here. At least if you want to be very conservative, you can try to wait for a, let's say, ratio higher low to be formed again. So let me bring up my drawing here. So if we get another dip like this, as long as we stay above this previous higher low ratio at 0.0013, that will be a clear uptrend of Super's performance versus Bitcoin. So this is what you want to see in a bull run, especially given that we are now in altcoin season. So if you are an altcoin investor, you want to not only make money by your altcoin going up in dollar value, but you also needed to at least outperform Bitcoin. And this is, out of all crypto gaming charts in the top market cap rankings, Super is the only one that has stayed course since November 2023. Now, very soon, Super is going to have staking coming back to the tokenomics. So we have already seen a major airdrop that's going to happen for Super coming from Town Station. So Town Station, another fair launch gaming altcoin that's set to release and TGE sometime this month. And Super stakers will be receiving the Town Station soon token airdrop. And similar types of integration could happen for Super going into really this bull run if we see the major crypto gaming wave come back. So this is something to pay attention to. I tweeted about this yesterday already. I am staking my Super to receive this airdrop as well as anything else in the future. This is something that you only want to participate in the bull market, so things like staking. Okay, so that's on Super. Now, if we take this approach of analyzing a altcoins chart versus Bitcoin and looking at its ratio outperformance, there is one other that is starting to take up, and TA wise is forming a breakout above bear market levels, and that's actually Beam. So Beam is the it's a long time inclusion on our channel. So I first covered Beam way back in I want to say like my first gaming crypto video here over 1 year ago. I believe this was like summer 2023. It's this video right here, October 2023. So just about 14 months ago. So back then, Beam was still called Mirror Circle. This was their token before they made their rebrand from a play to earn guild to a infra project, because play to earn was really dead. And back then, the whole narrative was that Mirror Circle had this huge treasury and they can launch their subnet called Beam in collaboration with Avalanche. Now, one of the core things that I speculated even as far as October 2023 was that why did they go for to be a AVAX subnet? How much potential does that really have? Because ultimately you're a layer 2 on top of not even Ethereum. So this is why I said back here, okay, they were launching as a subnet, as an app chain on top of AVAX, and they were also potentially using other stacks in the future, like Polygon has their CDK and Optimism had super chains. But ultimately, I thought their end game was really to perfect their technology stack in terms of supporting smart contracts for EVM and tweaking that so that they know what's best for any game to build on top of their EVM gaming blockchain. Whether that's a layer 2 or layer 1 doesn't matter. But I speculated they're not going to stay as a layer 2 on top of AVAX forever. And guess what? Yesterday, they actually made this huge announcement. So Beam has just released 4 major kind of announcement pivots, technology upgrades, so to speak. So first, they are expanding to Dubai, to the UAE, and by partnering with the city of Abu Dhabi. They are the first gaming infra provider that is licensed in Abu Dhabi global market, and their Beam Ventures Fund, their gaming fund, is also a qualified investor fund in Abu Dhabi. So this is actually very big. All of the crypto money right now, a ton of it comes from the UAE. So this is very good. I got to dig into this to actually look at what kind of initiatives that they want to get into. But whenever you have a partnership that's supported by government side, that is very interesting to look into, especially in RWAs. I wish they can take this some way towards the RWA direction. That's going to be really adding to a lot of value here. Maybe they can do DePIN as well. So we'll see. And then also they have a new AI division. I have to still check this out. And they are partnering with infra providers such as Aether. And you have Beam AI. Again, I still have to dig into this because this is a fresh announcement 6 hours ago. But here, this is what I think is immediately I understood. So they are upgrading from a AVAX layer 2, so AVAX subnet, into their own layer 1 for Beam. So this now puts them at the same caliber, the same kind of adoption playing field with things like IMX and any other gaming infra at the layer 1 level. So I think the largest competitor that they have now is IMX. And once you are a layer 1, you can truly compete and have all of that fee structure, and you can own the entire network. You can own your sequencers and how you want to run governance. You can control how you want to tweak your consensus for the sake of adapting for gaming. You can, for example, have a node infrastructure that whether that's a large set of decentralized validators or a very small set for the hyper performance, you can tweak that however you want once you are a layer 1 instead of a layer 2. And this leads to their last step, which is running their own nodes, Beam nodes. I don't know what's going to happen here. Apparently, they're going to have a validator nodes mint. Still more to come for this. So this now puts them truly at the layer 1 level. Layer 1 that's infra for gaming, dedicated for gaming, and on the same caliber as IMX. So since now this is out, I think this is a much better bet for a infra play versus IMX, because IMX ultimately, when you look at IMX technology, if you have been around since the last cycle, IMX mainly started as a NFT marketplace. It's great at trading assets, trading NFTs, and they have a ZK EVM that's built using Polygon CDK, but that ultimately is still a layer 2, and Polygon CDK is really not the most optimized way to build EVM blockchain. So that's why not a lot of people use IMX for the sake of actually building, hyperscalable games on there versus something like Beam. I think this has a lot more potential. So that's on the technology side of Beam. I have been waiting for something like this to happen quite a while. So this is why, I had held Beam in my portfolio for the longest time, but it just has been very passive. I see its performance, but I think they really needed to pivot from being a subnet on AVAX. But now that they have, I think this has a lot of potential going forward. Now, last thing I want to show you guys is on the performance chart of Beam. So we know that Beam versus dollar is doing quite well since the bear market lows, about 1.3, 1.1 cent. First, it made lower lows and then followed by higher lows, right? Clear uptrend. But again, drawing comparison to the Super BTC chart, right? SuperVerse chart versus BTC. This is the ratio chart is even in an uptrend. You can say the same also on Beam right now. So Beam, this is the market cap ratio of Beam divided by Bitcoin, and let's times it by 100 so we can get the clearer ratio here. So you see bear market ratios of Beam versus BTC trading at August 2024, September 2024, even November last month. These lows were clearly formed here. And let's look at maybe daily chart. You can very clearly see a bear market consolidation like this, where you have multiple touches of the lows. You can say this is like triple, quadruple bottom. And now breakout on the Beam BTC ratio. And we had a wick down to retest this ratio. And if we get another wick down into this range, I think this is going to be a great entry here. So can this happen? I don't know. I still hold Beam. In fact, we have been holding since like all the way back here. If this happens, I think this is going to be a great pickup. And I think a lot of people still don't understand Beam, and they think, oh, it's an AVAX subnet, and it's who's actually building on Beam. Is it really comparable to gaming infra that can be used everywhere? I think at this point, we're going to see that happen quite soon. And as time goes on, we'll see how many games are actually building on Beam. That's only going to take up from here since they have pivoted to their own layer 1. Okay, so these are the large caps that are really worth paying attention to. You got to hold Super because Super clearly uptrending versus Bitcoin. And you got to hold Beam because Beam uptrending in terms of dollar value right here, and uptrending, breaking above bear market lows and starting its uptrend versus Bitcoin in terms of its ratio. So two very clear charts here to me. Okay, these are the large caps. Now, let's get into some of the mid to low caps. So outside of infra play, if you are looking at Metaverse, and if you think Metaverse as a keyword is still going to come back, especially if we see Sandbox and Decentraland, if any of these two major, Metaverse coins that people know of, even though they're kind of irrelevant technology side, if they start to run, the one coin that you got to have in your portfolio is Wilder World. Now, this is already starting to run a bit since we covered it and since they really to start pushing out their content last month. So, but you see this chart is still way closer to its bear market bottoms against most other coins, right? Bear market bottoms around 22 cents, currently 77 cents, 3x up from the bear market bottom, but the all-time high, $6.70. So still very, very far ways to go. And current market cap, 280 million, circulating 380 million FDV. It's in the mid-cap range that is very established and it has a lot of room to run. And very legitimate coin. This is not a low cap that you gotta get into and try to speculate a lot on. And what I really like about this is that out of all Metaverse narrative coins, there's basically nothing else that's relevant anymore. You either bet on Sandbox or Decentraland because they are well known and they're listed everywhere, even though they don't have any content that's impressive, or you bet on Wilder World, which is at least 10 times more impressive in terms of their actual world, in terms of the games that they're building, the quality of the world that you can participate in. I think it just takes a little bit of digging for people to see the level of polish that this world has. So if you're bullish on Metaverse, this is the coin to have. And then last but not least, in terms of gaming altcoins going down the risk curve, mid to low caps, I don't think you should bet on majority of the altcoins that were in the last cycle, especially if they are a single game driven coin. Most of the altcoins from last cycle came around when the gaming market cap dominance was like this. So when the gaming sector really exploded here, this was when everyone was taking their Web2 game, raising a huge VC round at very high valuation. And this is why the past 3 years has just been plagued with gaming altcoins having huge amount of tokens unlocked, and most of those coins are still overvalued. So today, if you're betting on crypto gaming, you gotta bet on teams that are launching their coins at a fairly low valuation, doing a fair launch, releasing most of their supply for to the public, and especially having no token unlocks upcoming, no vesting for KOLs, for VCs, so that those early investors can dump their tokens and having no sell pressure in the bull market. So I have already touched upon this point quite in depth in our fair launch altcoins video. You should check that out right here. So I covered why you got to focus on fair launch altcoins, especially in gaming. So far, I have picked up 5 fair launch altcoins. They have all actually 4 fair launch altcoins in the gaming sector. Xborg, Seed World, Super Champs, and yesterday, I have just picked up Play. This is the token launched by a protocol that I have been supporting for the past 2 years. It's called READYgg. You guys will definitely be familiar with this if you have been following the channel for the past 2 years. So all of these guys launched their altcoins in a fair way. What I mean by that mainly is they got a list in a decentralized exchange first, so that there are no market makers trading against you, manipulating the price down so they can accumulate tokens at a low valuation to dump on the market. This is number one. Number two, you got to list at a low valuation, ideally below 50 million FDV. The lower it is, the better. I think 50 million is probably the top that you can list at to still call it undervalued. Number three, you got to have no vesting for early investors, for VCs, for the KOLs. Usually these guys got in at a higher valuation than 50. So this means the KOLs, the VCs actually are losing money at listing. And if they are just looking to take profit right away, well, they're not even going to have any profit. This is kind of turning the table completely on their heads. I can tell you right now, on Ready, on Play, no investors, KOLs or VCs were offered any round that's below this current fully diluted valuation of 36 million. I actually, in my private sale investment, I bought in at a higher valuation than current price at the market cap, at the public price. So this is pretty crazy. This means like if you are a VC investor that's used to, dumping on retail at listing, in this case, you're losing money. So this is pretty crazy. This is truly a fair launch valuation, low enough valuation. And number 4, well, you got to wait for the early investor to sell. If they don't believe in the project long term and they want to sell, well, chances are the charts are going to look something like this, like what we have seen on Xborg. So Xborg listed at 74 million. It dropped all the way down to 55 million FDV before rallying and now pushing towards 300 million FDV already. So it's got to take a while. You got to have patience when you participate in these fair launch altcoin listings, because the VCs, the early investors, they sometimes will give up because they were never going to hold the coin for the long term in the first place. So usually it can take a couple weeks for this to play out. And Xborg, this is why we see the huge amount of organic buying pressure coming in. And now that we are near 300 million, all of the early investors, if they wanted to sell, they sold in the first 2 months back here. And this is why there are no tokens to be sold up here. And similarly on Seed World, right? Consolidation for 2 weeks before prices start to rally. Another fair launch altcoin in the gaming sector. And Super Champs also, you guys know this one did really well. Again, very similar pattern here. It launched on November 20th. I tweeted about this on my Twitter. Again, why you should follow me on Twitter. I tweeted about this right after it launched. Very low valuation. They listed at 20 million. It dropped down to even 15 million. Super low valuation. And it held at that level for, how long was this? 10 days. And then it just started to rally. And this is because all of that early investors who wanted to sell, they sold. And this is why on the subsequent rally, there's no extra sell pressure coming in. And then this brings us to Play, which is used to be called READYgg, if you guys are familiar. So Play listed their token at 28 million FDV. And it's only trading on decentralized exchange on Aerodrome on the base network right now. So this way you can see exactly who's holding the token and who's dumping. And 30 million is definitely not high. Although, is this going to rally right away? I don't know. I did start to buy already a little bit. Starting from yesterday, I bought around basically 30 to 35 million. If it drops down more, let's say we get below 30 million, I'm going to buy more. You don't have to rush into this. I think we will take a couple weeks to really shake out the early investors that want to sell. Remember, Play raised over $10 million from VCs, from early investors, dating back as far as 3 years ago. So I'm already starting to buy a bit at around 35 million. Anything below 30, I'm going to buy more. So this is Play. And like I told you guys on Twitter as well. So you guys have been asking me, okay, like this Ready is your number one gaming gem that you have covered, even like back here, if you want to, yeah, back here, October 2023, I believe this is when I first covered it. Everyone was asking, oh, how can I get into Ready? Like, is there going to be a public sale? Can I buy the tokens early? Is there an airdrop? I think all of those mechanisms are ultimately extractive. They are not very community focused, because what you were essentially asking is, oh, can I buy the token at 10 million and then have it list at 200 million and then I can sell right away and make a 20x flip? That's cool if you can do it, but I don't think that's so healthy for a project's long-term success. And that's why I really recommended the team over the past year to do a fair launch. We have studied, you just go on Google and type in READYgg, fundraise, all of those investors. They invested at a higher valuation, fully diluted valuation than this current 35 million FDV. So that means two things. Number one, if they want to sell, they're going to sell. So you'll have a chance to get in cheaper. And number two, these guys, technically, they value the project at a higher valuation before than this. So you have that due diligence part done for you already. Yeah, so this is the chance to get in. If you have been following this project based on the fundamentals over the past year, and if you're bullish, well, the token is now out in the market. It's not trading on major centralized exchanges yet. Some people will complain and say, oh, like, why can't I buy this on Coinbase? But again, once you are listed on all big centralized exchanges, that means market makers are in play. That means market manipulators are in play. That means, you can long and short the coin. You have liquidations, you have stop hunts, all kinds of things can get messy. So this way, if you want to trade it, you go on Base, you buy on airdrome, you can see exactly who's buying and selling this coin. You can monitor to see that the team is not selling the coin, and any investors who want to sell, you can directly see who's dumping at day one. You have the true believers, the community really being able to ride this project for its long-term success. So that's it. That's why I'm bullish on Play. That's why I picked it up this week, like yesterday, because it literally just launched 2 days ago. I have not added it to my portfolio tracker yet. I'm going to do so probably today. Hopefully I can get a better entry if we get more people selling this coin. So if we do, I'm going to tweet about this as well. Okay, that's it. So in summary, gaming is the sector you want to look at in terms of a proven narrative that still hasn't reached near its potential yet. Compared to last cycle, it at least has another 3x to go on average for all other gaming altcoins. And this is talking about ratio charts. So your average crypto gaming altcoin should outperform other altcoins by about 3x from here. This is a crazy thing to think about. If you buy a gaming altcoin, if you pick a right one, a strong one, that gaming altcoin is probably going to outperform AI, Layer 1, and meme coins. Pretty crazy. This is what the market cap dominance tells me. Number two, if you are bullish on the legacy coins, like yes, these will run, but I personally have picked up Super and Beam because these two have been outperforming not only the rest of the market, but also outperforming Bitcoin. And Prime is pretty cool, although I want them to start to go up in terms of ratio versus Bitcoin as well. And if you're looking for Metaverse, exposure to Metaverse, World is by far the best coin to have in this sector. And if you are looking for other higher beta plays in crypto gaming, you got to look at fair launch altcoins. And on that list, I have Xborg, Seedworld, Superchamps, and now Play. And that's it. Very simple. We have how many altcoins? 8 altcoins in the crypto gaming sector. And crypto gaming actually right now is the largest altcoin sector in my portfolio now at 14%. Pretty big. I'm actually quite over-indexed on crypto gaming here. So that goes to show you, I think gaming is going to outperform quite soon. That's it for today. Before I go, 2 things you should definitely follow me on. Number 1, follow me on Twitter or X at VirtualBacon0x. This is where I drop all my quick alpha before I make them into these in-depth videos. And number 2, make sure to join trading community called The Coiners. This is where we have live streams, we have chats, we have Q&As, we have signals, we have, you can ask anyone questions. We have 5 other analysts, all giving signals and having their own take. You don't have to just follow me. Some people really don't even agree with me. So you can check your bias. You can check your analysis to see if everyone else agree with you or if you got something wrong. So if you're looking for a community, this is the place to be. Link in my bio, or you can go to thecoiners.io. Okay, this is getting on way too long, so I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see you on the next video and the next live stream. Bye-bye.